this famous superstar, an immortal in his sport, will be the subject of the Biography Round on Sports Challenge. Last week's champions, the Brooklyn Dodgers, Carl Erskine, Jackie Robinson, and Duke Snyder will meet the challenge of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Wes Parker, Frank Robinson, and Maury Wills. And now, here is your host, the award-winning voice of the Rams and the Angels, Dick Enberg.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome fans from coast to coast and around the world on Armed Forces Television to Sports Challenge. Well, this week the champions, the Brooklyn Dodgers against the Dodgers. From the 55 Brooklyn team, three-time champions Carl Erskine, Jackie Robinson, boy, studying already before we go into that first category, and Duke Snyder. And they'll be challenged by the young Dodgers from Los Angeles, Wes Parker, Frank Robinson, and Maury Wills. The team is competing for $1,000 worth of AMF Voigt sports equipment. Runners-up play for $500 worth. And Johnny, for what youth groups are today's teams playing?
Well, Dick, this week the Brooklyn Dodgers are playing for the Millneck Manor of Millneck, New York. And the Los Angeles Dodgers represent the Boys Club of San Pedro, California. Voigt, from basketball to bowling, scuba gear to golf. Voigt stands for durability and consumer value. And it's been that way for 50 years. Dick?
And we'll begin our first category, men, with Dodger record breakers and a look at one of the stars in World Series action right after this Sports Challenge timeout. Now we're bridging the generation gap on Sports Challenge on this show with the old Brooklyn Dodgers and the young Los Angeles Dodgers. And our first category, men, is Dodger record breakers. And here's a Dodger who wasn't a Dodger when our film caught this famous record breaker in action. It's the sixth game of the 1971 World Series, and the Orioles are down 3-2.
Bottom of the 10th inning here in Baltimore. The Pirates 2, the Orioles 2. Bob Miller on the mound in relief for Pittsburgh. Frank Robinson, the hitter. Just outside, and Robinson with one out has drawn a walk for Baltimore. The winning run at first base in the form of the 36-year-old veteran outfielder. Merv Rettenman, the hitter. He swings and grounds one by the mound. It's out over second base and by Jackie Hernandez into center field for a base hit. And look at Frank Robinson. He's going to gamble. He's going to try to make it to third.
Batting sixth, playing third base, number 5, Brooks Robinson.
A daring base running of Frank Robinson has positioned the Orioles with a winning run at third base, one out. Miller from the stretch. The pitch to Brooks Robinson. He lobs a short fly ball into center field, and Robinson's going to gamble again. Davalillo with a catch. Here comes a throw. Here comes Robinson, and Baltimore wins it 3-2. They stay alive in this 1971 World Series thanks to the daring base running of their 36-year-old leader, Frank Robinson.
And now he's a Dodger. Frank won the Triple Crown in 1966. Only 10 other men in history hold this record. Only 2 men have won the Triple Crown twice. Your toss-up question for 20 points. Name one of them. Duke Snyder.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams is correct. One left-handed hitter picking another. Well, there's 2 guys involved in that particular answer, Duke Snyder and Ted Williams, with that classic swing and the great power. You've earned the free throws, Brooklyn Dodgers. Another Dodger record breaker is Duke Snyder. It's almost as if we rehearsed this, Duke, who twice hit 4 homers in a World Series. In 1952, Duke shared hero roles with Carl Erskine, who was locked in a pitcher's battle with the Yankees' Johnny Sain.
Yankee Stadium, New York. Top of the 11th inning. The Dodgers 5, the Yankees 5 in this 5th game. Billy Cox, the hitter, ground ball. Bad hop. It's over Gil McDougall's head into left field for a base hit. Gene Woodling plays it in, and the Dodgers have the tiebreaker at first base. Pee Wee Reese, the hitter. The pitch by Sain, a ground ball up the middle. It's by Rizzuto. It's by Martin into center field, and there goes Cox to third base. Runners at third and first for the Dodgers here in the 11th inning, and the hitter is Duke Snyder. He has a home run and a single, 3 RBIs. The pitch, a line drive to right field. That's a bullet, and back goes Hank Bauer. It's over his head against the bullpen gate. In comes Cox to score. 6-5 Dodgers. They beat the Yankees.
Before we go to the question, Duke, I should mention, I'm sure fans are curious, the other man who won the Triple Crown twice was Rogers Hornsby. Although in this game, beaten by Erskine, Johnny Sain did have a great career, especially at Boston, where you all remember the cry, Spahn and Sain, and pray for rain. But how about the other pitchers? For 10 points, name one other Boston Brave who pitched in the 1948 World Series with Spahn and Sain.
Vern Bickford.
Vern Bickford is correct. Bill Voisell, Red Barrett, and Nelson Potter were the others that were used in that World Series. It's 30-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Second free throw. A Dodger with an incredible record is Maury Wills.
Your name is Maury Wills. At age 20, you're not good enough for the majors. You don't have the size nor the speed, so you study pitchers and you learn to get the jump. You're told that 96 steals in a season will never be topped, but you make it 103 going on 104. At age 26, you are good enough. And at age 30, as the super thief, you excite even hardened veterans like Leo DeRocher. And you prove that being good enough is working hard enough, long enough. You achieve greatness through supreme dedication.
Hey, Maury, that's got to be a classic in itself, Maury. Just to get Leo DeRocher to do that little bow for you. You don't get that very often from old Leo. All right, the question belongs to the Brooklyn Dodgers for 10 points. What former Pirate who became a Dodger manager holds the records of least times caught stealing? He was caught only twice in 53 attempts. You have 5 seconds.
Became a Dodger manager?
Time is up, so we double the point total for the Los Angeles Dodgers. What former Pirate who became a Dodger manager holds the record least times caught stealing? Only twice in 53 attempts. Time's up. It was Hall of Famer Max Carey. He managed the Dodgers in 32 and 33 and after one round. Brooklyn Dodgers 30, Los Angeles Dodgers nothing. The new category is Hall of Famers. And in the world of baseball, this is the prototype Hall of Famer. June 29th, 1941. Watch very closely.
First game doubleheader here at Griffith Stadium, and Joe DiMaggio, with 40 consecutive games in which he has had at least one base hit, has a chance to set a new modern-day record. George Sisler's 41 stands now. DiMaggio 0 for 2 in this first game. Sixth inning, Dutch Leonard on the mound, and DiMaggio needs a base hit. Leonard into the windup. DiMaggio swings and laces one into left center field. It's between the outfielders. DiMaggio around first on his way to second. A double for DiMaggio. He's hit safely in 41 straight games to tie the mark. And in the second game of this doubleheader, off Red Anderson. Last time up, DiMaggio singles. He now owns the record, and the Yankees celebrate. Skipper Joe McCarthy, Tommy Henrich, and all the pinstripers celebrate Joe DiMaggio's 42 straight games.
And of course, DiMaggio went on to set the all-time Major League mark, 56 straight games. For your toss-up question and 20 points. In the film you have just seen, against what team did DiMaggio tie and break George Sisler's record? Carl Erskine.
Washington.
Washington Senators is correct for 20 points. At Griffith Stadium and the knuckleballer Dutch Leonard were two good clues. First free throw. We go to the 81st running of the Kentucky Derby. Two Hall of Fame jockeys are fighting it out down the stretch.
Down this long home stretch at Churchill Downs. Swaps on the inside with Shoemaker. Arcaro aboard, Nashua on the outside. Nose and nose as they turn for home, but now it Swaps opening a half-length lead. Swaps on the inside, and Shoemaker looking for his first Derby championship. Is ahead by a length. It is Swaps by a length and a half. And Swaps from California is the 1955 Kentucky Derby champion. Shoemaker has his first Derby win, and Swaps is only the second California-bred colt to earn the Garland of Roses here at Churchill Downs in Louisville.
Your question, Dodgers, for 10 points. Eddie Arcaro on Nashua in that clip missed his chance for Derby win number 6. For 10 points, what jockey shares Arcaro's all-time record of 5 Kentucky Derby victories? You have 5 seconds.
Willie Hartack.
Willie Hartack is correct, and that was a tough one. 10 points for Jackie Robinson and the Dodgers, and they lead now 60-0. Second free throw. Wow, where'd you come up with that one, Jack? Great Hall of Famer is boxing's premier heavyweight champion, Joe Louis. Here's young Joe against Jack Sharkey.
Round 3, Yankee Stadium in New York. Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, had Sharkey down twice in the last round. Louis trying to rally from that surprise defeat at the hands of Max Schmeling his last time out. Sharkey, 11 years older, and Louis very much in command in this battle. Joe seems to be measuring his opponent, looking for that big opening, using the left hand to set up the right. The left, but he still hasn't loaded that big right. There's a good right hand that staggers Sharkey, and he goes down from a second short right hand. Sharkey through the ropes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sharkey is up. Arthur Donovan, the referee, wipes the gloves, and here comes Lewis. He's measuring Sharkey. He's measuring him for that right, and a vicious left hook. The left hook hurt Sharkey. A left to the body, a left to the jaw, a right uppercut, a left hand, and down goes Sharkey again. And Sharkey, he has spit out his mouthpiece, and Sharkey has indicated that he's all through. Lewis will be the winner here in round 3 in New York, and Joe Lewis will go on to be the heavyweight champion and will not lose again in 12 years.
Boy, that's some combination by the Brown Bomber. And after those 12 years, Lewis retired undefeated. Gene Tunney also retired undefeated as a heavyweight champion. Your question for 10 points. Name another heavyweight champion who retired unbeaten.
Marciano.
Rocky Marciano is correct. Jim Jeffries was the other. And after 2 rounds on Sports Challenge, the score, the Brooklyn Dodgers 70, the Los Angeles Dodgers, well, they're just getting ready. And we'll be back with round 3, the turning point, and an unusual moment with the Mets when they played the Orioles in the World Series. First, this Sports Challenge. After 2 rounds on Sports Challenge, the score, our defending champion Brooklyn Dodgers 70, and the young Los Angeles Dodgers nothing. Plenty of time, Los Angeles, but it'd be wise for you to get going right about now. Our toss-up question in a new category, the turning point. Turning point, a moment that marked a dramatic shift in a trend of a World Series game.
2 outs, no one on for the Mets here in the 6th inning in Baltimore, and Dave McNally in command, 3-0. McNally kicks and deals a ball inside and skips away from catcher Andy Etchebarren. And hold on, fans. Don Clendenin is saying that ball hit Jones, and Clendenin calls for the ball. American League umpire Lou DeMuro behind the plate says, yeah, let's take a look at that. And now here's Gil Hodges, the skipper of the Mets. They examine the baseball, and it appears they have found some shoe polish. That's right. Cleon Jones is awarded first base with 2 outs here in the 6th inning, and Baltimore leading 3-0. Well, that could be a break for the Mets. And brings to the plate Don Clendenin. He's had quite a series. Big first baseman for New York is ready, and so is McNally. McNally kicks the pitch. Line drive, left field. That ball's hit well. Back. It's a home run! A 2-run blast by Clendenin, and the Mets are back in it 3-2. And the Mets go on to get 3 more and beat Baltimore 5-2 and win this series. And the turning point, the shoe polish.
Pays to polish your shoes, and I'd help you to win a World Series. Gil Hodges was the manager of the New York Mets in that World Series. For your toss-up question, 20 points. Whom did Hodges replace as Frank Robinson?
Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra is incorrect. The question then for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Whom did Hodges replace as manager of the Mets? The clue, he had been the manager for 2.5 years after finishing his major league career, and he followed Casey Stengel.
Wes Westrum.
Wes Westrum is correct for 20 points. Yogi Berra was manager of the Yankees and coach of the Mets. Free throw to Brooklyn. Your first free throw question involves a turning point, this time on ice.
Chicago Blackhawks 2, Montreal Canadiens nothing. Second period, deciding game, 1971 Stanley Cup Championships. LaPerriere of Montreal leaves the puck for number 25, Jacques Lemaire. And Lemaire winds up for the Canadiens, trailing by 2 goals in the middle of the game. Lemaire's 65-footer's good! He scores! He beats Esposito!
Lemaire's goal was the turning point. Henri Richard followed with 2 more, and Montreal won the game, the series, and the Stanley Cup for 1971. And for 10 points, your question. What team has won the Stanley Cup the most times? 5 seconds.
Montreal.
Montreal is correct. 16 times the Canadiens have won that coveted trophy. Second free throw, Brooklyn. A beautiful open field run represented both the turning point and the final scoring for the winners as Green Bay played at Detroit in 1971.
The 40-yard line, Greg Landry back to pass for Detroit. Good protection. The outside linebackers are red dogging for Green Bay, but they're picked off by the alert Detroit Lions, and Landry fires upfield. Larry Walton with a catch at the Packer 43, circles to the sidelines. Walton, in that deep defense of Green Bay, being pinned in by 3 Packers, breaks away from 2 of them, stumbles, he's on his way out of bounds, stays on his feet. Walton on his feet at the 35, the 30, breaks a tackle at the 30, cuts back to the inside at the 25, a great move at the 20. He gets around Matthews at the 15. He is tripped up, stumbling at the 10-yard line, around Doug Hart, and it is an incredible run by Larry Walton for a touchdown.
old-timers would tell you that Jackie Robinson used to run much the same way. That game was played at Tiger Stadium in Detroit, and for 10 points, we'd like you to name the all-pro tight end on that same 71 Lion team. You have 5 seconds. Walton, McCullough were the wide receivers, basically the starters. Who was the tight end? Then for 20 points, Los Angeles Dodgers, you can get on the board.
Charlie Sanders.
Charlie Sanders is correct, and after 3 rounds, the score: the Brooklyn Dodgers 100, the Los Angeles Dodgers 20. All-important toss-up question. Our 4th category is the unexpected moments of historical surprise. 1956 World Series, Yankee Stadium. Line drive home run by Mickey Mantle off Sal Magley has given the Yanks' Don Larson a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers. Here's Chuck Benedict.
Dodgers at bat. Don Larson still has his perfect game. Here's the pitch. Hodges tags one. Mantle full speed ahead to his right. He's got it. A great backhand stab by Mickey Mantle. Larson still is not allowed a man on base.
Thanks to Mickey Mantle's great catch, Don Larson's perfect game, retiring 27 straight Dodgers in the World Series, remained one of the great moments in baseball history. Your toss-up question worth 20 points, and this is a quick recall, men. You all know the answer. Jackie Robinson, in that series, was one of 3 men to later be enshrined in baseball's Hall of Fame. Name either of the other 2. Duke Snyder's there first. Quickly, I must have your answer immediately. I'm sorry, I must now give it to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Roy Campanella.
Roy Campanella is correct. I must have an immediate answer. 20 points for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Roy Campanella and Yogi Berra. Also in that series, were enshrined at Cooperstown. So the Los Angeles Dodgers get to shoot the free throws on Sports Challenge. Category the unexpected. R.C. Owens was in the NFL and executing the famous alley-oop catches, and football fans then came to expect the unexpected.
Bob Kayad of the Washington Redskins to try a 40-yard field goal against the Colts. The ball is down, the kick is up. It's going to be very close. R.C. Owens underneath the crossbar, and Owens leaps high, and he deflects it away. No good. Owens, known for those alley-oop catches, has just taken a 3-pointer away from the Redskins. He's knocked out of bounds at the 15.
For 10 points, Los Angeles. Other than the Baltimore Colts, name one NFL team on which R.C. Owens played, other than the Colts. You have 5 seconds.
49ers.
49ers is correct. Maury Wills with an assist to Frank Robinson. Second free throw, Los Angeles. No matter how much tension exists between 2 natural rivals, the game of baseball never really expects a rhubarb, but a knockdown pitch always helps. Let's go back to September 1971. The Giants and the Dodgers at Candlestick Park. Here's Jerry Doggett.
That one was inside, hits Buckner, and he's going after Marshall. But Gibson gets out there and stops it. Buckner is hit on the arm, and Gibson goes out there. And now we're going to have action as Bill Sudeikis is in the middle of it. All right, Buckner went out there, but he was grabbed by Gibson. He's being moved away. Perry pushing Buckner away. As Parker standing by. Perry trying to keep them separated. And here comes Jerry Johnson in there. He's trying to jump on the umpires, and they have to pile Jerry Johnson on the ground.
You notice, but the man who may have saved Jerry Johnson's career, or one of the men, was Willie Mays. Mays applied a pretty good football tackle around the ankles of Johnson. By the way, we saw Wes Parker, and of course Frank Robinson wasn't there. Where were you, Maury, when all that happened?
Under the dugout bench.
All right,
I'm a little guy,
question
Dick.
belongs to the Dodgers. A former star pitcher who gained notoriety and a nickname for his brushback pitches was a member of both the Dodgers and the Giants when they were in New York. Name him.
Sal Magley, the
Sal Magley, the barber, is correct. And after 4 rounds on Sports Challenge, we have quite a game again. The Brooklyn Dodgers 100, the Los Angeles Dodgers 60, and we're very pleased to let you know that win or lose, you men will all receive the brand new Mattel Sports Challenge Instant Replay Quiz Game to enjoy at home. I know the kids will like playing with you, and we'll be back with our biography round right after this Sports Challenge timeout. A family fight on Sports Challenge. The Dodgers against the Dodgers. Brooklyn 100, Los Angeles 60. The game in the balance. Time for our biography round, and with the clues, here's Johnny.
This great athlete is truly an immortal in his sport. He was born on Lincoln's birthday, and like Lincoln, He wears a beard. His college team won 60 straight basketball games.
Stop, Frank Robinson.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell is correct. We have Here's our mystery guest, Bill Russell.
Nice score.
Well, stay right here. I want to check. Come up here a minute. Fellas like you give reporters like me cranks in the neck. Bill, you played our game as a panelist and played very well as a member of the Boston Celtics, and you knew the players on the team today. Did you think that Frank Robinson might be the guy who got you?
Well, we played high school basketball together.
You did?
Yeah, he was first team and I was second team.
Okay, Bill. Go over there and meet your friends. Thank you for being with us. Bill Russell, ladies and gentlemen, our mystery guest on Sports Challenge. And fans, in a moment, we'll tell you about all of our winners and next week's challengers. But first, this time out.
What's up, man?
We have new champions on Sports Challenge, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and with the official score, here's John.
Well, Dick, the new winners of the Sports Challenge are the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Boys Club of San Pedro, California, for whom they were playing, will receive $1,000 worth of AMF Void athletic equipment. There are no losers on Sports Challenge, so the Mill Neck Manor Boys Club of Mill Neck, New York, for whom the Brooklyn Dodgers were playing, will receive $500 worth of Void athletic equipment from Sports Challenge. And by the way, if you have a junior athletic organization you would like represented, drop a line to Sports Challenge, 5800 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. Well, Dick, let's see. Since the Los Angeles Dodgers won this week, they'll return next week as champs, and who will be here to challenge them?
Before we go to that news, we want to thank Carl Erskine, Jackie Robinson, Duke Snyder. I know you thrilled fans all around the country and the world seeing you out of uniform, and we hope you'll come back soon on Sports Challenge. And next week, the challengers will be a team of Kansas City Chiefs. Len Dawson, Willie Lanier, and Otis Taylor. They'll join our current champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yours truly, Dick Enberg. We'll see you all again next week on the Sports Challenge.